Hey YouTubers, hey everyone. Welcome to Intuitive Talks, where I, your host Adanina, I into it, you into it, we all into it. I just intuited into it and I'm just connecting the dots while also just remembering memory. So today I'm doing what am I doing? I am doing my seasonal feelings explanation, or my seasonal feelings about particular seasons. And in this episode I'll be focusing on Pisces season. I'll be focusing on expressing my feelings, how I feel about Pisces season. um I've been trying to be perfect with this video, but you know um it's just uh I guess it I just have to do it now. We are in Aries season, and there's a lot of things I want to do, and I keep saying I'll do it, but I keep fast forwarding. I mean, I keep delaying, and I want to be in fast forward. I want to be, you know, on the road. You understand, with what I need to do, and I've been needing to do this since about last week or almost a week ago, so I haven't done it. Um, I took off my glasses, so I can't really see what's going on. Um, but please forgive me, okay? And I'm also cooking on the fire. I'm cooking yam, I'm boiling yam, so, you know, bear with me, okay? My alarm could go off in any minute from now. So, my seasonal feelings in respect of the Pisces season, um, right from the beginning of the season of Pisces, I got the feeling to dance, to listen to music, to dance and listen to music from like listen to music by albums. That was in the initial phase of the season. Um, the initial phase of the every season, every zodiac sign season, is kind of like a dashboard for me. It's kind of like, yeah, like a task. It's like a task bullet point that I need to be doing. You understand? It's kind of like whatever I feel during the beginning of a season, it sets the tone for what I feel I should be doing during that particular season. So I tend not to ignore how I feel during the beginning phases of a season. So and it would be ideal for me to write down things. I didn't. This is one of the seasons where I like to be very organized. I'm not talking about this season because we're in the season of Aries right now, which is my season also, even though I'm on the Pisces Aries cusp. I'm still an Aries sun. Um, Pisces is in my sixth house, and my 12th house is in Virgo. So, talk about talk about perfectionist type of feeling. You understand? And I kind of felt it, even though it's hard for me to execute, being, like a perfectionist, even though a lot of times I feel like that. And once again, also my son Aries is actually in the sixth house, if I'm not mistaken. So I can honestly say that I felt a lot of Virgo energy. Believe it or not, I kind of felt like, yeah, I kind of kind of got an understanding of what it feels like to be a Virgo, um, while understanding that it's also Pisces season. Um, Pisces is literally, I mean, Virgo is literally the opposite of Virgo. I mean, Virgo is literally the opposite of Pisces. So, you know, but sometimes I felt that they marry each other, which is what I feel for a lot of, how do you say it? A lot of the seasons, since I usually feel these energies in my opposite houses. Um, I consider Pisces and Virgos to be perfectionist sign. Um, I I I am around Pisces a lot. I, how do I say this? I know a lot of Pisces. I know a lot of Pisces people, and I know that they're very super organized. They're super organized, super disciplined, and I believe they say Virgo is the sign of the disciplinarian, but Pisces also, um, with the way that they're organized, has some kind of discipline type of behavior, discipline, disciplinarian type of persona. You understand that they exhibit, that they show to people, and or that they just, yeah, that they show to people through their work, through how they operate. Please excuse me. Let me check my yam on the fire. Okay, so I'm really, really sorry. I'm trying to be organized. Anyway, we are in Aries season. Anyway, I see Virgo and Pisces as a perfectionist sign. And in some way, even though, yes, Virgo, I believe that Virgo is more of the disciplinarian, but Pisces is a very, very disciplinarian type of sign to me. Um, but they can do it in a creative way. They have a creative way of doing it. It makes sometimes they will make it look as if it's laissez faire type of way. But then I think it's with Pisces, it's just a test. They test you to see how selfless you are, and that is the thing I learned during this season, how to be during this Pisces season, how to be selfless. However, it was very apparent in my actions that I'm a very selfish person, and these are just things that I do naturally. I do it naturally. Um, sixth house rules the health, if I'm not mistaken. Virgo rules health, and is in my 12th house. So I wouldn't say. Speaking of that, I need to take my vitamins. Uh, I need to take my vitamins. So yeah, I will say, being around certain Piscean people, they, they tend to zoom in on my health. Even if I try to ignore some things, I will definitely see it. I'm definitely feeling things also about my health also, um, during this season of Aries. So yeah, I wanted from the beginning of the season, I wanted to get into the routine of dancing, which is always what I want to do every season. And with every season, I usually fail at it. I always fail most of the time because uh, the routine is supposed to be consistent. You understand? But for me, I have not reached that point where I'm consistent. Nevertheless, or nonetheless, I'm so happy to have that, Virgo and that virgin type of energy, the Virgo energy, which will help me to, kind of sort of be disciplined, in what I'll do. I noticed that with the Pisces season videos, it came in later, but what I can commend myself about what I did, which I also did in the Leo season for last year, I ended up, how do you say it? I ended up doing all 12 videos in one sitting. I mean, in one day, and that's not usually what happens. I like to, space, give myself space, like how I was trying to give myself space before I do this, so that it's perfection, so that you can see me clearly, so that it's not blurry or whatever, you know. But I have to be disciplined, follow the task. I have to follow routine, you know, and that is what I'm trying to do during this season. But I have to also, during this season of Aries, you understand? So I have to keep in mind, I have to keep in mind that, how do you say it? I have to keep in mind that, okay, we're in a new season, we're in Aries season, right? March is almost over. Happy belated birthday to me already. You know, I have to keep in mind that I still have to be mutable. Like Pisces is a mutable sign, if I'm not mistaken. It is a mutable sign. It's of the feminine element, and it's a negatively charged sign. The slogan for it, or the motto for Pisces, is "I believe." And this, how do you say it? This This time period of Pisces is roughly from February 19, 2021 for this year up until March 20, 2021 for this year. So, yeah, I just think that on our quest to be like, excuse me, on our quest, on my quest rather, on my quest to be like a perfectionist, I end up lagging and not getting things done that I'm supposed to, because I'm trying to go for perfect timing. I'm trying to, feel how my energy is and you know, do it when I feel the energy is right. And I think it's more of my Aries sign. I think, and I believe my Aquarius, because I have a lot of Aquarius in my chart, and then I have Libra rising, and then again in this season also, I mean in this season of Aries is my seventh house. So I'm like a Libra, where I want to do things fast, and then Libra is trying to be fine with finance and everything, and very artsy and very cute, and Aries is all over the top, obnoxious, attention seeking, you know, rough around the edges, or just rough, you know, and raw, and innocent, and kind of like just childlike, and you know, spring chicken. I am the perfect example, especially how I look like right now. I'm kind, the hair, my face, the socks. I'm the perfect example of what a spring chicken is, you know, the spring chicken. And that was going to be also another no, not another video, but I was going to focus on something else, but That's up for another topic. So I now remember my train of thoughts. Wow, I was rambling. Um, Pisces is a mutable sign, so is Virgo, if I'm not mistaken. You know, mutable signs, you get what I'm saying? I guess they find a way to, you know how Pisces is an energy that is a fish. It has to flow. It's water. It has to flow. You know, um, I think, did I say the slogan? The slogan is I believe. I believe that mutable energies, they usually flow. They're supposed to flow with other energies, meaning almost kind of like shape shifting into different energies to the benefit of everyone around you, including yourself. But I think these mutable energies is really done for other people. So that is what I struggled with, because I don't think I really have any, I don't have any mutable energy in my chart. I don't really think so. I don't think so. I don't know where it is. I have to look for it. And I think I may have looked for it. I have a lot of Aquarius energy, which is fixed air. Then I have my Aries sun, which, even though it's just a little bit of Aries with the Pisces Aries cusp, Aries is really, really apparent. Aries is me. So mutable energy, I really understood, came into play. So what I understood from the readings that I was doing, the Sagittarius energy kept on popping up, and for a lot of signs, you know, for some signs, it was showing if they use the Sagittarius energy well or not. You understand? Sagittarius is a mutable fire energy. So it's kind of like with this Pisces season, if you were the type of sign that was able to use this Sagittarius energy well, you would have really, really enjoyed the Pisces season, because the Pisces season, even though they're mutable, they're mutable and selfless, you have to understand how beautiful, how marvelous this sign is, how hard they go, because and how, yeah, selfless, how selfless they are. If I'm not mistaken, spirit Pisces is the most spiritual sign of the zodiac. Pisces represents church, from YouTube research, and from listening to, shout out to Miss Rabina Rastaban. Uh and it's true. Pisces represents the church. You understand, mutable energy flowing together with people's energies and being in sync with them. And I guess that is where the Virgo energy comes in, where things have to be very disciplined. Pisces is already disciplined because it's trying to flow, you know. But then the Virgo is the one that, really enforces it, like the law of discipline, of respecting is, you know, what is to be respected and who is to be respected and all that type of thing. Pisces, even though that they are disciplined, they can do it in a creative way, and that is why the church has, um, singing, dancing, drama, and all that. You know, it goes in a certain flow. You have to be able to flow. You understand what you're saying? You have to flow, transpose in the right time, at the right time, flow, blending. You understand? Flow. And that's my ex, my ex fiance, has told me one time, and he stuck with me. He told me, "You're good at merging well with people, but you're not good with blending in." You know, and he's very right. You understand? So you could. I'm saying all this to say this, that I struggled, and that's no surprise. I usually struggle with every season. Some season that I feel like, oh yes, this is gonna be a beautiful season. Even if it turns out to be a beautiful season, there's still some lessons that I need to learn, that I learned and they are hard lessons. You understand? So they are not the most pleasurable feeling to learn those lessons, but at least I'm learning. As what I'm saying is, I struggled with using the what are they calling it? Sagittarius energy. You understand? Um, I struggle. I just I guess I struggled with it. Um, yeah, because there's a time and place to really show your ego. Sagittarius is a very egotistical sign. However, like I said, it's a mutable sign. And I believe that that is the season where Pisces was kind of drawing energy from there, where there's a, because like I was trying to say, Pisces is a very selfless sign. So you have to respect the fact that in order for them to be mutable like they already are, they have to be extremely vulnerable. Is a fish, they have to like die in order to go with the flow. So you must respect them. But the way that they are doing it is a feminine sign. So, feminine energy, passive energy can almost be overlooked. And it's almost always overlooked and diminished for its energy and power. And that is when they have to use that mutable energy of fire. I mean, mutable energy of fiery Sagittarius to wake you up, to jolt you, to let you know that okay, I'm doing a lot. I need respect. I need you to worship me like you need to. You understand? And sometimes it is hard to understand. It's hard to understand, why they joke sometimes because it's straight out of their emotions, right? Um, it's straight out of their emotions. So people we try people in general in this society try to deal with logic. So people may read it like, okay, I'm just following, logic of things. You understand? No, they want you to be emotional. They want you to be selfless. You understand in your actions. And most of the time, subconsciously, I'm very, very selfish in my actions. I'm selfish to the point where it's really foolish, but I just, I try. I try a lot of times. I try a lot because I know this is my personality. I'm very selfish. I try so much to be so selfless, but you know, I get pooped on and all that type of stuff. I do it, and I do it over and over again. And I feel like I lose myself, so it's teaching me a lot. But in this season of Aries now, it's a little bit easier for me to be selfish. You understand? Because I'm not really, even if I feel guilty, it's almost like I'm in vengeful mood. Or you understand? It's not even like really vengeful. Like now that's the video that I'm trying to keep for another one, another time. And I need to do it. I need to do it. Because it's. I think we're still in the initial phase a little bit, kind of coming out of it a little bit, because we're about to hit April, and that will be, a different, I guess, a different set of people will be celebrating their birthday on the Aries. We March, we're kind of like wrapping up, so it's kind of still like in the initial phase. So I'll do a video on that explaining Aries. But you see, Pisces leaves room for everyone to be themselves. However they like they leave room for me to be selfish. However, they don't appreciate the way that I am selfish. So they will let me feel the arrow of me being selfish instead of being selfless and really understanding that they're really vulnerable and they're really doing a whole lot, and a whole lot is an understatement, for things to flow a certain way, you know. Um, Let me see. This thing's really recording now. Okay, good. So, respect is needed, and I guess that's where the verbal comes. Service, act of service. I found myself really, how do you say, really indebted. How do you say indebted, or really needing to be in service to people? You understand? But when I found myself in that situation, it was easily read as being selfish, of course, because if I had kept if I had kept my routine of constantly being selflessly rendering my services, things should be easily handed to me. You understand? But it's just that when I'm selfish, okay, when I need something, I feel like the world needs to cater to me, you know. Um, and it's just natural. So I had a rude awakening of what it truly means to be of service to people. Is to just give of yourself. You understand? Give of yourself, render services to people, humbling yourself, really humbling yourself. Pisces is a good example of someone who humbles themselves. But I feel Virgo also is the best sign to humble themselves, because they know how to humble you, but they know how to be humble and be a servant. From YouTube research, they are the sign of the servant. Shout out to Miss Rabina Rastavan. She's the one that I learned that from. And plus, if you read online also, you know that Virgo is the sign of service. So I found out that I had to, serve. But like I said, I did it in true Aries fashion where, I needed something. You understand? So I had to really, really, really be humble. Really extremely be humble. Um, Pisces is about when Pisces to me, Pisces season made me feel like even when there is no hope, you cannot give up. You have to keep the faith and know that. I know this sounds really cliche, but it's kind of like saying that even Gemini fits into what I'm talking about now. Gemini is a mutable air energy, if I'm not mistaken. So I know that communication played a big role in Pisces season, and it's mostly communication about emotions. Is back to what I'm saying. Never give up. You understand? When you need something, you have to go into a moment of where you have to tap into the place of being very humble, remove all the ego, and know that there is always a way. When there is a will, there's a way. Leo energy, which is fixed. Believe it or not, Pisces really appreciates this sign. Now, even though Aries could be the sign of the self that I am, Leo is fixed in that energy of, being that sun god, being God. And that's what I've learned about Pisces people. Um, and in the Pisces season, it's kind of like all that Pisces wants. I know this is for another video when I do my experience as an Aries woman with Pisces people. But I'll say it now so I don't forget. Pisces people, all they want you to do is to love yourself. Once you love yourself and you tap into that God energy, that goddess energy, they'll know that you'll be able to protect yourself and them because they need protection. So if you're trying to protect them and act like you love them and they see that you're not protecting yourself and you don't love yourself, they know that you can't be able to do anything for them, and that's irritating. And that's where they will end up preying on your weaknesses or irking your nerves until you're able to you're able to I know this might not make sense. Mutate with yourself, connect with yourself, love yourself, and view yourself as the goddess that they see you, or God that they see you as. And they can only respect it if you give yourself that. And make sure it's true, not fake, not hidden with ego, like how I do. Hidden with ego. No. Pisces season obviously it was a time to be very vulnerable. I know that me myself, I usually, for as long as I remember, I ran away from home when I was 18. I'm 31 now, and I still have this issue, and it's the issue of homelessness. You understand? Um, I find myself being homeless over and over again, and it's a very, very humbling experience for someone like me who is extremely egotistical. And I don't know why I should be egotistical because I found myself in many situations where I needed to be humble. But especially in this, wait, let me see. Oh God, I'm hungry. Anyway, um, should I have mukbang as I'm talking? I don't think I need to. Yeah, Pisces wants you to love yourself. And that's what I was trying to say when I said they love Leo energy, even though it's fixed. Because they value themselves as royalty, for better or for worse. You have to value yourself, value your feelings. You understand? Be willing to fight for yourself. Pisces is looking to see how much you fight for yourself and others. They're looking for subtle ways for them to see or for them to smell and perceive you being selfless while being yourself. Not not afraid to be your ugly self, like showing attitude or being yourself, but being dignified with yourself, being able to express yourself well, express your feelings and that of others. I mean, express your own feelings and be mindful of the feelings of others. And it just should show in your ways. It doesn't have to be apparent. When it gets to when it's apparent, is that's when they may start throwing the daggers at you, the arrows, that Sagittarius type of arrows, and or hurting you with communication also, which is same as the sword of Gemini energy, you know, of communication, of being selfless. And that's another thing I've noticed. Geminis, they're very selfless. I usually find out. I mean, I don't take it too much serious because I'm a different person. You understand? An Aries is a different person. Aquarius is different persons. You understand? So I find it hard to, I don't know. Yeah, I find it hard to be selfless because I guess mainly because to, I mean, the reason why it's hard is because I end up feeling like I have to die, and that's what Pisces is doing every time, dying so that they can set you free. And then you're not even seeing how they're bending over backwards, how they're bending over for you, or then you kind of like shit on them. Like when I say you, I mean me. You understand? Like knowingly or unknowingly, and it's hard for them not to retort or how to jab you when you're trying to hurt them. You know. So what? Yeah, that's what I noticed. I noticed in this season also that it was hard for me not to. It was hard for me to abstain from expressing my feelings because I didn't want to express my feelings and or addressing the feelings of others. You understand? Or a particular person. You know, my personality, what I found out now, you know, was how I used to be when I was younger, or how I can be by mistake if I'm not controlled. I like to yell. I like to yell. I like to yell. I like to yell my feelings in a very fiery way. I like the passionate fight, and I like passionate sex. I mean, yeah, passionate makeup sex. So I tend not to fight with somebody A or wanting. I tend not to want to express my feelings to A, somebody that I know does not like me. B, somebody who does not understand me. And or C, somebody that I just feel like I'm wasting my time expressing myself, which is like a blend of everything I've already said. If you don't love me, if you don't understand me, if I'm going to waste my time expressing myself, why should I do that? So I tend to, what people say as coward. I tend to coward out of conflicts. And plus, if you hurt me, I'm going to be really hurt, like a baby. And I don't want, you understand, I don't want any embarrassing situation. Oh, yes. Thank God this came out. Oh, yeah. This is what I was going to do the whole video about. I finally noticed, and I'm finally coming into terms with this placement of Pisces and Aries in my chart. The Pisces and I mean Pisces and Virgo in my chart. This is where my most embarrassing situations happen. Oh, embarrassing. I guess that's one of the negative things that happen that let me know that my actions are very foolish or whatnot. Wow. And the way things hurt in Pisces season, now that is one of the most hurt seasons. Like when I get hurt, like when someone hurts me, it's kind of like hard to. I don't want to say I suffer from post-traumatic stress, even though that is true sometimes. But hmm, mm, mm, mm. When somebody hurts me, you get what I'm saying? That embarrassing moment, like it's just it's hard to fathom forgiveness because I want the person to understand how hard I feel. But that's another thing. In the process of me trying to understand my feelings, I'm not understanding the other person. And I noticed that too also with Pisces, water signs. And people in general, all of us, we tend to be in our, and that's number four reason why I don't like to express myself. Because once I'm expressing myself, I'm ignoring other people. So I rather not address it, I rather move on. But then again, the selfish ways that is in me. If you do something to me, I want you to tell me sorry. You understand? A genuine sorry so that we can move on. You understand? I just need respect. So, so with us ignoring Pisces feelings, which is what I do, which is what I try to do, they don't like it, so they force me to listen to their feelings. You know, it's been a humbling experience. They did it through, I guess, embarrassing situations so that I'm more, how do you say it? I'm more disciplined and more cautious. That's the best way to put it. More cautious with how I interact with people and more aware of my surroundings to know how to navigate a situation. And that's called being muted. I think that's called being mutable. You understand? Just being mutable with your energy, you understand? So that you can flow well with people, so that I can flow well with people. So so learning Pisces and okay, learning Pisces energy and marrying it with the Virgo energy that I'm feeling is teaching me to what I just said: be cautious, um, disciplined, and more aware of how I could be hurting people's emotions very, very deeply to the point where they won't even be able to forgive me, which will indirectly and directly cause an embarrassing situation. Um, this video is too long. I think I've kind of like given a point, with everything I've said. And that is how the Pisces season made me feel. Did I enjoy Pisces season? Am I benefiting from it? Hell yeah. Yeah. Yes, I am. I'm grateful for the Pisces people in my life. I'm so spoiled. I'm so spoiled. Pisces is just so nice. I love fish. I love microfish. So, you know, fish, you know, fish is nice. Fish, women are fish also. And it's beautiful energy. How can you not love feminine energy even though they could put you through some things and sometimes it's unfortunate how it could play out in a negative way, but the negative energy could play out in a very good way. Like I said, fish, you know, and, being feminine, seductive, you know, and creative, you know, it's watery energy. We have to respect it. So that's roughly in a shell how I felt about the Pisces season of 2021. Um, Thank you so much for tuning in to Intuitive Talks. I hope you enjoyed the Pisces season. Just let me know how you feel. You know, just um, articulate your feelings or process them. And just be more aware of the season. Um, Thank you for tuning in to Intuitive Talks um, with me, and Nina. I just intuited into it while connecting the dots and also just remembering memory while you intuit into it as well. Take care, everyone, and have a lovely day.